Some listeners that tweet us a lot, we follow them back, and somehow, some way, we ended up on a thread with two listeners debating something. So we asked a Twitter question that you can go answer at DugganGator971. We'll tell you what that is today at 10:50. Gator, have you seen this?
No, Doug, I have not.
Okay. Well, I will be intrigued to get your take on this. But that's at 10:50. Meanwhile, just so people know what we are discussing, the Lions open the season 2 weeks from Sunday, and the point spread on the opener is 2.5 points. And the Lions are favored by 2.5, and it got us to talking about, well, what would you do if you had to take it to the window? And more and more people here chime in. It goes back and forth. Zach in Swartz Creek says, Arizona, same old Lions. Arizona straight up because same old Lions. That's from an unnamed texter. Another unnamed texter. Detroit. Kyler Murray looks like a mess under the blitz in the preseason. I see our linebackers causing him bad throws for turnovers. Do we trust the defensive staff in Detroit? As a general rule, do you trust the defensive staff?
Yeah. I mean, I like the Lions defense. I think it's good.
Yeah. I think Patricia should be able to use this group of players to slow down Kyler Murray, to keep Kyler Murray from being able to kill him, keep Kyler Murray from killing him. Well, I mean, when you talk about slowing down Arizona, what are we talking about? Slowing down Kyler Murray? We worried about David Johnson?
I'm not worried about David Johnson because Snacks Harrison takes care of that.
And Mike Daniels.
Yeah. Am I a little concerned about Kyler Murray and what he can do? Yeah, because I think a mobile quarterback, he gets outside the pocket, he's gonna present some problems. However, I have been encouraged last year by the closing speed of Jared Davis at linebacker. I'm encouraged this year, the first couple preseason games, it's just that, but not by the results, but by looking at Jalen Reeves-Maben flying around, making plays as well. I think they've got more speed than I thought for guys that are going to be in position to make those plays. The safeties have shown some ability to make plays close to the line of scrimmage as well. So I am maybe less worried about that this year than was last year. But I do think he can create headaches for every team in the league because he's so dynamic as an athlete.
I just did this last tweet. I like what he said. I see our linebackers causing him bad throws for turnovers. Whoever sent this, and I wish it's tough because you send a text and you don't generally put your name on that text. I wish this person would have signed it so I could give him credit.
On paper, guys, this should be a no-brainer. Lions defense over a rookie quarterback, new offense, first-time coach. The Lions defense should, win this easily. But we just don't know. And that's why I think you're getting the pushback, Doug. And I think maybe that's why it's only 2.5 points, because going out west and just last year alone when they went up against a rookie quarterback they were supposed to take care of, other than the first pass of the game, Sam Darnold was fine. They took the air right out of the building after Quandre Diggs returned that pick six, and you thought Lions Super Bowl, and then Lions will never win a game again. Within
those emotions ran. It hit pegged the meter both ways, didn't it?
That game was so unbelievable after 20 minutes of watching it. I'm Evan, I think you and I were next to each other for that game. Just the interception right off the bat, we're like, wow, that was pretty sweet, and then everything went downhill. They could do nothing right in that game. And they lost to the Jets with Sam frickin' Darnold.
Where his first pass was picked off for a touchdown. You think he'd be done.
You can't get lower than that.
Yeah.
I had no respect for Sam Darnold. None. I had
I'm not
none.
sure I still do.
Yeah, I don't know if I do either. But I had less than I do now. I had no respect for Sam Darnold going into that game. And seeing that he put one on the Lions the way that he did, I thought this was going to be a miserable year after that. And it wasn't fun.
It was
they had some of the highlights during the season. Obviously, beating the Patriots was good, and they had a couple other decent games in there. But I thought, based on what the first game was, wouldn't have surprised me if they had gone like 2-14.
Let's go to Nick in Clarkston. You're next. What's up, Nick?
Hey, gentlemen, how's it going?
We're good.
Good. Hey, to answer the topic question, I do think they will go into Arizona week 1 and win. Will they cover? Yes. My biggest point is if they go 500 in the division, I think we got a good chance of making the playoffs. I mean, you got some winnable games, right? Redskins, Raiders, Giants, Broncos, Buccaneers.
Okay, if we're going to talk about them as a playoff team, then we need to talk about the games that we know they're going to win and know they're going to lose. If we're talking about them with a chance to win the playoffs, we know they beat the Cardinals, right? We know they'll do that as far as because we're going to presume 500. We know they'll beat the Giants.
They're playing at Oakland.
Yeah, those are probably the only two that I would say I
Tampa?
know.
I feel like I would say they beat.
All right, I'll grant you that.
Tampa,
so there's
Denver,
6 wins.
Washington. I'd say
at
that.
Mile High.
So that gets us up to 8 wins, and then there's the swing games, the ones that, well, I don't suspect that they will.
Home against Dallas. Is Ezekiel Elliott playing?
Right.
I hope not.
If he's not playing,
They do
that
have
should
the
be a W.
Chargers and Chiefs at home, and Ford Field can be a tough place to play. Wasn't so tough for the Jets in last year's opener, but yeah.
But that was.
I mean, Nick, we could craft it. Sure, we could talk ourselves into it. But there's a lot has to go right for them to go. I mean, you just said
has to go right.
If they're good enough to go 500 division, which means they hold serve, they beat the Vikings, Packers, and Bears all at home.
I think they have to do better than 500 to go to win
In the division?
Yeah.
No, I think he said make the playoffs.
Oh, just to go 10-6, let's say, right?
Yeah.
I think you still have to go better than 500 in the division.
More feedback coming in on the 2.5-point spread. Detroit with a slight edge for defensive line against a rookie QB. From Major in Detroit. Detroit, Arizona's hoard against the run. That seems to finally be a strength for the Lions. I would take Detroit. Upgraded offense, dialed-in defense, healthy carry-on and Stafford. To me, this seems like a no-brainer. Arizona, Patricia will say that Detroit has wrinkles to iron out to justify the loss. Arizona, until I see the offense with all the starters, I don't trust them to do much of anything. I take Detroit -2.5. Unproven rookie quarterback and head coach. Never easy winning on the road, but overall talent with Detroit should be enough to win. Do you think in Arizona they're looking at this and they're going, all right, of the games we know we can win, we start with Detroit at home.
100%.
Yeah.
This is because you have to.
We invert it.
Yeah.
We're doing this show in Phoenix. We're talking about the home opener is a must win, and this is a team we should beat. And
Yeah, I say this all the time. Bad teams look at their schedule and say, where can we win games? And they'll look at other bad teams and say, we can win that game. Now, do I think that Arizona fans think it's a slam dunk? No, but I bet you Arizona fans are saying this is a winnable game rather than taking the any given Sunday approach. Absolutely. Lions show up on somebody's schedule. It's a 6-10 team from a year ago. You have to feel like you've got a chance to win that game if you're an opposing team.
Arizona, Kyler Murray will have a field day, and it's the Lions. What better team for Murray to start his career against? Probably the best team for him to start his career against would be Arizona.
Yeah, but it's not.
If you watch Hard Knocks, you saw the Raiders played the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray struggled. And after the game, he was talking to Antonio Brown, and they're mic'd up. And he was telling him, "Man, you guys brought the house on me today," and all this stuff. And not that the Cardinals are going to show anything in a preseason game. I'm sure they have a totally different game plan for Kyler Murray come the regular season. But you would think with the Lions defense, the athletes that they have in the front 7, bring a little pressure. Get Kyler Murray. He's not used to the game speed and the size the NFL has. He's already small as it was for college. Take him up to the next level in the NFL. He looks a lot smaller. The guys here are a lot faster. You would think 2.5, easy money, right? The Lions. Mm-hmm. But you're right, you guys. In Arizona, they're saying the same thing. Hey, if there's a game we can win, it's the Lions. And you don't have to go as far as back as last year, what they did against a rookie quarterback to start the season. So they've got a lot of things that they think, hey, we can beat the Lions. They lost last year to a rookie quarterback to start the season. And by the way, we're at home. The Jets were on the road.
Yep. You just 97 won the ticket Phoenix. It just right? We just did what they're doing. Okay, coming up at 10:50, the Twitter question we had for today, we'll ask the audience. And at 11:05, these are coming to the state of Michigan. Good idea or bad idea?